Hey guys, I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to hopefully many people will get on. All right, we already have 9 people. So I'll just go ahead and give a slow start. Hello. There's my little one. All right, Sean, can you go play now?
No.
Do you want to see what I'm doing? Okay, so today I want to talk about a new campaign that Young Living started. Really, it's only new in the name because it really is just everything that Young Living has embraced really since the beginning. And it's called Love It, Share It. And as you read, I don't know how many of you have read this book by Monique McLean, Circle of Success. Really, when you read the book, you can see how she embraced the whole idea of Love It, Share It even before it was, an official campaign with Young Living. It's the whole idea of getting your oils, loving your oils, and then simply sharing it with your friends. It's about being you. It's about being genuine. It's about, being who you are. If you have a yellow personality and you love to help people, continue doing it the way that comes naturally to you. If you are a red and so you are just a go-getter, then do it however comes naturally to you. Love it, share it in a way that works best for you. For me, obviously, loving and sharing works best when it involves my kids. So really, it's all about doing it however best fits you, because once you start to do things in a way that's not natural, then your friends are going to see right through you. They are not going to want to do anything with you. They're going to sense that what you're doing is completely false, and they're not going to trust you. By doing things in a way that is natural to you and genuine to who you are, then that trust that you've already, hopefully your friends trust you in general. That's why they are friends with you. So then they're going to start asking questions because you, the person that they know and trust, is doing something that you love. Okay, honey, I need you to stop. So that is really the whole basis for Love It, Share It. It's embracing the products. It's embracing who you are. Now, of course, that doesn't mean never step outside your comfort zone, because sometimes we really need to push ourselves. I think, a great example is, connecting with team members. Yes, he is loving it and sharing, that's for sure. Oh, can you see my t-shirt? Sure. It just has all the different Young Living oils. It has Light the Fire in the bottom, so I bought it right before convention this year. So, sidetrack there for those of you who want to see my t-shirt. Now I've lost my train of thought. So it's about loving it, sharing with the people that you know and trust, because they know and trust you. And that's one thing, as my mother-in-law was visiting at one point, and she was asking questions about the oils, but she wasn't, I wasn't being really forceful with it or anything. Thank you. I was talking about stepping outside your comfort zone. But, I was just, as she was asking questions, I was answering them. And then, we talked about something else, because I didn't want her to see me as the person that was, pushing. And because, obviously she did not come to visit us, so I could push her into purchasing a Young Living kit. That was not the intention of the visit. And at one point, I even almost apologized for my lack of pushing her. And she said that she could tell that I loved what I was doing and I was passionate about it. And I could tell she appreciated that, because my mother-in-law is a green personality like I am. And had I pushed her at all, then she would have backed completely off. And so we need to understand that about different personalities. And that's why we have to be able to function in our own personality, because people already know you and love you for who you are. And if you start changing that, if she'd known me to always be a pushy person, that probably wouldn't have been odd for her, because she would have already known that about me. But I'm not a pushy person, and I don't like being pushed. you try to push me, and that's the first thing I'm going to do is not do what you want me to do. So I'm a little stubborn that way too, probably. But talk about stepping outside your comfort zone. There are times you need to do that. It's not comfortable for me to call people I don't know. But, I have leaders that are on, I saw them join the Periscope right now, that, I had to call them at some point. And maybe we'd already had email conversations. One person I just called because she was brand new and I wanted to welcome her. That's not necessarily comfortable for me, but I tried to do it in a way that, it wasn't pushy. I just want to let her know I was here to help if she ever needed help. And so there are times that we do need to step outside of our comfort zone, but still finding that way to do it within your own personality, if that makes sense. So, I was thinking back to a couple other MLM companies either I became a part of or maybe said they had, talked to me. And this, years ago before Young Living. And I'm thinking, one particular, I had heard of it. I'd heard many people liked it. It was supposed to be a very naturally minded company. And so I went on their website and they connected me with someone that actually lived like 2 blocks away from me. And so she dropped off this, their product. I used it. I looked it up. It was really expensive. And then instead of talking more about their product, then she tried to get me to join by telling me all about the business opportunity. And I got onto a 3-way call with her upline. So she was sitting there with me, and then we had her upline on a call. So I guess not technically 3-way call, but we were all 3 there. And, the business opportunity intrigued me, but I didn't understand it fully. And it wasn't something I was ready for. And I really needed, the company. Actually, a lot of companies do that, so there could be one of many companies. But it wasn't something that I was ready to do. But had they simply given me the opportunity to be able to purchase the products, become a wholesale member, anything like that, where I would have been using the products and knowing the products, and then I would have started recommending them to my friends. And I would have been able to grow that way. And there's actually a couple different companies that I can think of that I learned about them mostly from the business side, and I really didn't learn anything about the products. And so even though I technically had used the products, I wasn't in love with them. They were just okay. I'd use them for a couple days, and that's not enough to see a big difference in this particular kind of product. So, now that works for some people. Many different network marketing companies use that model, but we also have to realize that we're not all cookie cutters. That type of thing did not work for me. And it doesn't work for a lot of people. It wouldn't have worked for many people I know because they had to use the product. They had to love the product in order to find it worth sharing. And that's one thing Monique talks about in her book is that if being an MLM company, she almost just stayed completely away from Young Living. But then when she found out she didn't have to do the business, then she started using it, and then she started loving it and sharing it. Okay, so that is the whole idea with Young Living. Hi, Crystal. How are you? So that is one thing that was just I've been thinking a lot about recently, especially as they released the whole Love It, Share It at convention. And I really love that they just put it all out there because really it's the heart of what we've all been doing anyway. And as I look at many of the successful people in Young Living, the leaders, that is how they grew their business, by loving, by sharing, and by being true to who they are. So that is all that was on my heart today, and I wanted to share it. So thank you all for joining me.